Hi. Let's take a breath. Welcome, friends. Thank you for being on. I have missed you. I have missed you so much. I don't feel like I've been on here enough. Oh, here are my puppies fighting. Of course. Timber, come say hi. Come here. You have to meet my giant dog. Come here. Come here, giant dog. Come here. Say hello. Come here to your mother. Hi. Oh, hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Look. Say hi, Timber. Hi, Timber. You think you're going to eat my face? Are you going to eat my face? I love you. I love you. Giant dog number 1. I know. You gonna say hi to everybody? You gonna say hi? You wanna say hi? His name is Timber. Timber Kivastone. He's an Akita mixed with the Husky. And he has a blue eye. Hopefully. A blue eye and a brown eye. Okay, go play. Go play. Go be good. Go be good. He's amazing. He's a little bit of a troublemaker though. Because he's so giant that he thinks all the other animals are his personal chew toys. And he's such a puppy. Timber. So he's this little guy, so he's only 5 months. So he doesn't understand he can't eat all of the other animals. So he's pretty awesome. He's kind of like my new best friend. He hangs out with me all day. All right, my loves. I feel like I might have missed last Monday. I think I did a replay show. I'm glad that I'm on now. It's been so nice to connect with you. I'm going to bring on Juanita. Do you want to come on and say hi? Want to come on and say hi? Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm lovely. This is my other baby. Her name is Mia. She's my tiny one. But she's kind of like the boss, you know?
They usually are the small ones.
Yes, the small ones are the boss. Hi, Christina. Come on and say hi. Good to see you.
Hi.
Hi, it's been a little while since I've seen you. Mia, go ahead. You want to go play? Okay, go be good. Go be nice to your brothers. It's lovely to see you both today. I have not been on here in a little bit. I was under the weather. I wasn't feeling well for a little while. And so my energy was low. And when my energy is low, I try to be very careful how many people that I interact with, because low vibrational energy can spread pretty quickly to people. And I thought, well, if I get on here and I'm all like, hey guys, how's it going? I just didn't want to spread that around. So can I ask you, Juanita, how do you know about this show?
My cousin originally was with Joseph, like did a thing with Joseph, and
Okay.
then so I've been watching it since the day you started
You
with
have?
Joseph. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Joseph's been just such a dear friend to me. I met him, I want to say it was maybe 6 or 7 years ago at one of his retreats at an ashram in Kissimmee. And actually, we're going to set up another retreat. We definitely need to do this. And we went to visit all of these different beautiful healers and light workers and gurus and these beautiful statues of, you know, their Asian gods and the Hindu gods and our gods. And it was all the different gods from around the world in these beautiful gardens, lots of acres, and people just live there. So it was like a meditation center. And I was there at a time when, you know, I had these abilities and I just didn't have anyone to talk to about them, and I didn't have anyone to share them with. And, you know, I had strange, you know, entities speaking to me. And Joseph was the first person who I kind of went, I kind of need your help. I don't know what's going on here. And since then, he's been, you know, the one who's pushed me to do workshops with him and to grow and develop and do more, come and do this workshop, come and do this workshop. So he's been pretty great in my life. He's been a really good influence. So Juanita, would you like a reading?
Yes.
Good. Okay.
I would.
Yay. I am going to do a meditation, and I have a lot of things to talk about. You know, that which communicates with me has just been communicating a lot. And so, okay, Juanita, take a breath. Thank you. There's your energy. You know, it's so cool because when people's energy shoots into me, and everyone can do this, but it feels like this warm, hot, tingly, energetic stream, and it just kind of flows into me, and it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy, and it's very relaxing, actually. So, well, depending on the energy, actually, but for the most part, pretty relaxing. Okay. All right, my darling. Okay, so I kind of, what was that called? Oh, okay, yeah, a couple stuff. So many times when I pull cards, and every other one, let's see, I'm kind of in the thing here. Every other one is one of healing, and then something to work on, and then one from your guides, and what's kind of blocking your guides from communicating. So to me, this is a reading where I would say 50% is healthy and 50% is kind of unhealthy energy that you would be beneficial to figure out how to clean up energetically and in your environment. So let me get started. Due to certain circumstances in your environment, you feel a little bit like an outsider. So when we feel like an outsider, it means that the energy around us is not conducive to our soul and the light that our soul holds and sharing that energy. So the pathways around you are blocked. And this happens so often because life is tough out there. And energetically, we're surrounded by these low vibrations, whether it be work or home or people or finances or just external circumstances. And when we have all of these different lower vibrational energetic circumstances, and our little souls are kind of like trying so hard to find an outlet and trying so hard to plug into the light source, and yet we can't find a way, we tend to shut down. And when we shut down, that's when we tend to not feel healthy energetically. So I do see that there's some sorrow that you've also experienced, some heartache and some pain and some suffering. And when that happens, that gets also into our energetic soul. And when our energetic soul dwells here for long, our chakras close. And I don't know, I say this story a little bit because I never studied chakras. I don't really know a whole lot about them. I only know I felt mine close and open like a door. And it was very fascinating. And how that happened was I was in a beautiful spiritual center that I used to open in the Unity Church. I opened a spiritual center there. And when I would go there, again, I didn't know anything about chakras. Here's what they look like, right? They're all those little chakra things. They would open, and not that I realized what was happening at the time, but all of a sudden my energy would flow and I would feel so healthy, and I had all this light energy coming in, and it was just beautiful. And then I would leave and I would go to my home, and my home was an unhealthy situation, unhealthy energetic environment for me. And at that time, I actually felt them because I was so open and so flowing. I felt them go. I actually heard them and felt them. It was bizarre. I haven't really experienced that since, but maybe that was the lesson I needed to learn at that moment, that they actually closed. And the reason why they closed was because the energy that was in my environment at home was unhealthy for my soul. And my body was like, we are not letting that energy come into your soul. It's not healthy for you. And so what I learned is the reason why I was starting to feel so tired at home and so exhausted and so lost, and where I couldn't get my thoughts straight and I couldn't get my head clear, it was because the energy flowing that I need to live and sustain was closed. So having said that, when we hold on to sorrow, our chakras are closed. We have closed the energy from flowing because the pain is so harmful and hurtful. And what also happens is sorrow many times comes from circumstances and experiences that we've had in our past, right? Obviously, it's many times in our past. And the thing is that we can't go back and undo what's been done. We can't change what's been done. We can't fix it. We can't make what has happened not happen anymore. And so we're living in a state of non-acceptance for our life. And we don't realize that we're living in a state of non-acceptance because we're just so caught up in the sorrow and the pain and what's happened. But when we live that way and we have not accepted what's happened and we have not forgiven our role in the situation again, then we're stuck in that perpetual low vibrational energy, and our chakras are closed, which means we're cut off from our energetic source, which then makes us sick and tired, and our brain doesn't function. And then when we plug into that low energetic state, our mind begins to think unhealthy thoughts of things that are not right, and why I just don't want to be here anymore, and what is this life all about, and there's got to be more to this. And then when it gets even worse, that's when addictions kick in. And then when it gets even worse, that's when disease comes in. And then when it gets even worse, we have suicide, and it just keeps going and going and going. And the truth is that we don't want to make a life there. We can't live there for long. Many people live there their whole lives, but suicide is at the end of that. Do you know? I mean, when we're just done because we're so cut off from our source. So this is what's pulling, in your environment right now. And we've all been there. Every single person listening to this has experienced this. We know how you feel. You're not alone. But it's worth fighting for yourself. It's worth fighting for your life. It's worth fighting for your energy and for your health. And I don't want you to live 1 second longer where you're at right now. But how do you feel better, right? How do you get out of this? So I do see that there's a transformation that's coming. Now this transformation, a lot of times change is difficult for everyone. Change is difficult for everyone. We've been living this way for so long, and there's so many external circumstances that keep us here, that we say, well, how am I going to change this? What am I supposed to do? How do I get out of this situation? How do I get out of this? What do I do? You know, it's going to take a lot of courage. It's going to take a lot of courage, and it's going to take you making choices that maybe you haven't made in the past. And it's going to, so a lot of what's happening is your energy is flowing out of your body right now because of external circumstances. So your energy is flowing out. Again, we need to turn that energy around, and you need to bring it back into your body. And it feels a little bit maybe selfish to begin with. I remember when I first turned that energy around, I thought, well, this is odd that I'm actually thinking about myself for once. And then I had realized how often I don't think about myself anymore. I don't take care of myself. I'm not doing the things that I need to do for myself at all. And so that's what I had to change. And so even though I know I have a lot of external circumstances that are screaming at me to pay attention to them, and they're screaming at me to tell me that they're important, and they're telling me I need to worry about this and I need to worry about that. And I also have, unhealthy energetic entities, people in my life that are telling me that I have to pay attention to them, and I have to do this and do that and go there and go that. And it can be very paralyzing. We have to shut that down. You have to shut those energetic streams down because they're flowing out of you. And because they're flowing out of you, you have an empty cup. And when you have an empty cup, you have nothing left to give. And there's no one going to put energy back in that cup. No one but you. No one. And the only way to do it is to wake up and say, okay, forget about everyone else. Forget about everything else right now. You can't handle all of that. It's just too much. You have to figure out the baby little steps that you can do for yourself at that exact moment. And there's tiny little things like, what can I do to clean up my environment? I don't know if it's something like cleaning up my room. I mean, silly little things. Brushing my hair, putting on makeup, going outside to take a walk. Those are the tiny little self-love things. And when someone is like, you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to do that, there's ways of you saying to yourself, wait a minute, stop, take a step back. How am I feeling right now? Like, how am I feeling? And sometimes you can't do all those things, and you have to be okay with that because you have to take care of yourself right now. You have to form a relationship with yourself right now first, above anyone else, even the kids, even your partners, even your work, because you can't keep going on like this, right? You have to figure out how to get it right in here, and you're the only one who can do it. I do listen to my meditation CDs. I find someone that I relate to. I listen to my books on tape. There's a lot of spiritual teachers out there who have a lot of beautiful advice to give. And I actually, where are my headphones? I have my headphones in, and sometimes I just have one of those in at all times because that's the most important thing. So no matter what's going on around me, I have that little headphone in, and I got someone in my ear telling me, you're amazing, you're so great, you're so gorgeous, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And everyone's out there like screaming, and I'm like, no. Yes, tell me again how great I am. No, I'm not happening. So I want you to form that relationship with yourself right now because that's what's going to get you through this. Now, the beautiful thing is a couple other little bits of advice. I also do see that you are a light worker. You are an empath. You are a healer. You are someone who has come down here specifically to help raise the vibrations of the planet. My little bird, my bird is flying. So what that means is you're highly, highly, highly sensitive to the energies that are around you, and you're like a sponge. And so all of these, and also because we don't have proper light worker training now, and I do pray that will change, we need to train our children. If you have children, I guarantee you, your children are also light workers and empaths because you're a master healer. And you have the ability here to connect with nature, to connect with your guides, to connect with source, to connect with the angels. I mean, I'm seeing it all here, and I'm seeing that you have the ability to even move beyond illusion. I'm seeing that you're a master. I'm seeing that nature communicates with you. So yeah, I see it. It's pulling. I'm seeing that you're a lion and you're surrounded by sheep. And we love these sheep. We do. We love the sheep. But they're not like you. They're not like you. So what that means is that you're trying to relate to people who are not vibrationally, energetically in alignment with you. And that's okay, because we're around those people all the time as well. We are all around them all the time, and it's okay. But we have to remember who we are. Remember that you're an empath and you're a light worker. And if you don't know what that means, start studying it. Start taking care of yourself in that way, because it's the reason why you're feeling so off balance, is you don't really know who you are and what your power is. You know what I mean? Like, you can come to the Hogwarts School of Magic and Wizardry. You have a ticket. And you have to find your people. It doesn't mean you need to get rid of all the people that you got around, because we can't, obviously. And if we were only around our people, how are we going to help those people? So we have to help you first, because you're the healer. You're the light worker. And all of the people around you, they need your light. And it's not that they mean to take your light. It's just what happens sometimes. They don't mean to suck it out of you. It's not like they're doing it on purpose. It's just something that happens. And unless you learn how to protect your energy, you're going to keep allowing it to happen. And that's why I hope to help as many light workers and empaths who don't have the training, don't understand why they're feeling so sad sometimes, so empty inside. And this is why, because we have to train. I train every day, and I know when my energy is not healthy, and it's like alarms are going off. If my energy is not healthy, that's the most crucial part of my life. It's not like, well, I got to get up and work anyway. We'll have to get up and clean the house anyway. I have to get up and interact with all those people who maybe are harmful to me. That's not the truth. The truth is, you have to take care of yourself first. Only you first. And whatever that means. I don't know what that means. Only you know what that means,
I do.
Okay. I think
you.
I covered everything. Most everything.
Very key. You're very on point.
Thank you, Juanita. Well, please keep coming and check in with us and let us know how your energy is feeling. And remember to find those meditations in the morning is important, or the music, or whatever you need to do right now to heal yourself is very important, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I'm going to take you off the stream and say hi to Kristen. Let's bring someone else on. You have a good night, Juanita. Okay, I'm going to bring Sarah on too. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Christina.
Hi.
Hi, darling. Thank you. Joseph told me he just saw you on his show.
Oh, very good.
He said Christina's coming on, and I said, okay, lovely. I love it when Christina tunes in. And where are you, Christina?
I'm in Iowa.
Yes, I remember you're far somewhere. Do you know I've been to Iowa?
Oh, you have?
I have. I've been to Iowa onto a I have to make sure that Timber, be nice to that bird. He's just a little bird. Okay. To an ostrich farm.
Oh, wow.
It was an ostrich farm in Iowa, and there was just such beautiful snow everywhere, and kind people, and giant ostriches and big ostrich eggs. And it was a really beautiful experience, because I went with my best friend Tiffany, and I had the biggest crush on her brother. So I got to ride in the car with her and her beautiful brother. And I was there for 2 solid weeks in the snow with this just gorgeous god of a man. And I was in love with this one. So it was the best 2 weeks of my life. He didn't like me, but no, he liked me, but not really. I was the little one following him around, hi. So I remember Iowa fondly.
Oh, very good.
Thank you. I have another bird. Come here, bird. Come here. Come here. And he wants to be a part. Go ahead, but don't eat anything. Don't eat me. You can stay. Be nice. Be good. Okay, love you too. I love you. You me good? Okay. And I have animals all over. And look at this one. He's biting me. Well, Christina, I know. I love you. But do you know, these animals keep me grounded in. That's a bird. Another bird. Come here. It keeps me grounded in the energy of source. So there is an energetic vibration that's out of the mind, and that's not in the past, and it's not in the future, and it's not planning anything, and it's not worrying what's happening right now. And so these guys live in that dimension of source energy, in the middle, in the razor's edge between past and future, and in the now. So when they do things like bite me, you know, they're reminding me to check my energetic source to make sure that I'm not filtering my energy through you. Because so many times, even right now, I have to practice not linking into your energy or yours, Sarah, or everyone on the internet, and changing what I say and changing who I am, because we as humans all of a sudden begin to filter everything we say through what would Christina think if I said that, or you know, what's Sarah gonna think if I said that, or what's all the people on the internet gonna think if I said that, right? So we want to make sure that every time we're not interacting with humans, we're filtering our energy through them. And let's imagine that the person you're in front of, maybe their energy is not healthy, or maybe they don't think great things about you, or maybe they don't have the highest of intentions for you in your life, and you've linked into them. And then all of a sudden you're kind of staring at them and they're staring at you, and you can feel how they feel about you, and it changes how you feel about yourself, and it changes how you think, and it changes what you say. And we as light workers and empaths, and if you're listening to me, I've already been told everyone listening is an empath, a light worker, or healer. They wouldn't be tuning in. We have to keep in mind how often we're filtering our energy through not only our partners, even our children, even our people at work, even the cars next to us, even everyone that we are with. We need to make sure, like I said to the last Juanita, that we're sending this energy out. And when that energy coming back in is of a lower vibration, that lowers our energetic vibrations. And if we're not aware that our energetic vibrations have been lowered, then all of a sudden, sometimes maybe we don't feel good. Maybe we feel sad. Maybe we feel irritated. Maybe we feel stressed out. And we don't understand where that energy is coming from. But that energy could very well be coming from about the 4 people that you just interacted with, or the person in the car, the person who cut you out, the person at the supermarket, the person standing behind you, or even worse, your loved ones, which we love them and we can't take them out of our lives. We love them. But if their energy is vibrating at a lower vibrational level than you, and you're not aware that if you link into them, your energy will drop. And then, okay, so in their low vibrational state, perhaps they've learned to live there and they've learned to manage that vibrational state. But let's say when you drop to that low vibrational state, it's not a healthy place for you. So you're all of a sudden not feeling good. And maybe you're feeling depressed, and maybe you're feeling sad, maybe you're feeling tired. So we have to be very aware of how other people's energies are affecting us. And the important thing that I've learned is now I know my energy so well. So I learned that when I interact with someone and my energy vibrations drop because their energy vibrations drop, I have like little warning, like, oh, I'm not feeling healthy. I'm feeling uncomfortable. I'm feeling irritated. I'm feeling, usually the birds, the dogs will annoy me or something. The moment I'm annoyed by something, my energy has dropped, because inside the vibrational dimension of presence, you love them all. You can speak to them. You can communicate with them. Your guides are talking. All of the entire universe just aligns, and you're a master creator. It's like as thin as this little card, though. That's where this beautiful, beautiful place exists. And it's such a fine tune, because the moment any little thought can tick you out of it. So any little, oh my gosh, I don't have time for that, or oh my gosh, I forgot to do that, or I can't believe that person said that to me, or anything, and it clicks you out of it. And if you're not aware that you've clicked out of it, then you click, 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 and now you're cranky. So by the time you're cranky, forget about being like upset, depressed, addiction, suicide, right? It goes all the way down to the click, 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 all the way to where you're a mess if you're not aware of it. So anyway, I practice keeping that awareness every moment. Okay, Mia, I'm going to do a reading. I'm going to do a reading for Christine. I'm going to put you down. You want to stay? Oh, you want to stay on the table? Go ahead. Just be careful. Go ahead. Christina, would you like a reading?
Yes, please.
Okay, take a breath. Okay. And go. Okay, one more. You know you. You know I love you. You know it. Okay. Oh, look at this. Okay. So, are you in a relationship or just want to be in a relationship?
I want to be. I'm single.
Yes. Okay. I see that. So, I usually don't like to talk about too many people's personal relationships when they pull in a card. Because, I don't want to, anyway. So, the beautiful thing about, I'm going to talk about this card and I'm going to talk about it because I know it well. Let me tell you about this card. Okay. Like Pretty Woman, mind you, she was a prostitute, yes, but there he was.
I love
in
it.
the white limo. We love Pretty Woman. In the white limo, and he was, financially stable, showed up with a bouquet of roses, swept her off her feet, loved her as she needed to be loved, even though she has a past, right? So many times we tend to have an ideal relationship that lives in our minds, and this ideal relationship we've watched way too many romance movies, and I know this card because I want this too, and I know it, but what tends to happen is, and I don't want to be pessimistic at all, but many times that guy isn't real. There's a not real guy that we have in our head and we want to meet him, but he's not real. So we have to really take off those rose-colored blinders off of our face and think about reality, because maybe we do meet a guy, but let's say that we're vegan, right? We're going to meet a guy who eats steak. Okay. So, or let's say, we want a guy who's successful. We might meet a nice guy, but he's not going to have the finances that we want. Or we meet a guy who's got the finances and all right, he's good looking, but he's a porn addict. I mean, I'm just saying that's kind of the way it is. So we have to understand that that perfect guy isn't a real thing, and we are going to have to learn to kind of let go of our expectations in general. Let go of all of the expectations. Now, that doesn't mean you're just going to go date anyone, of course not, but if you remove the expectations now, just start practicing now. Find all the little expectations that you have in your life about every little thing, because we all have them. I've worked very hard to try to monitor my expectations, because when I kind of, and they're so quiet, and many times you're like, oh, I'm not like an expecting person. I don't have that. But we have baby little expectations. Even if I've misplaced my keys and I get frustrated, it's because I expected not to, misplace my keys, or I expected this person to show up on time and they're not on time, or I expected not to burn the dish when I cooked it, or I expected my neighbors to bring in their trash can, or I expected that person not to cut me off. So we want to keep in mind about all those little baby expectations. They're so tiny right now, but it will help tremendously to find a healthy person for you when they come into your life, because you're not going to have a whole list of expectations already set up before you meet them. It really does help. And guess what? I see him.
Oh, good.
I didn't want to tell you that right off the bat. I want to tell you all that stuff first.
Right.
I do see him. Okay. He's here. But you got to be ready for him, because he's a good guy.
Good.
And you got a little bit of stuff to clean up first before you can be ready for this guy. Now, and I'll let you know something about this guy, okay? He's really chill. He's really relaxed. He may not be what you expect him to be. This guy's got, I'm not saying he's got a little tummy, but this guy, when I pull this guy up, I love this guy too. but he's so relaxed with who he is. And so kind of like, maybe I do have a little tummy and it's okay. It's got a tummy or not. This guy is solid in who he is. So he, in my feeling, he's not going to be like that kind of like buttoned up, kind of refined. He's not going to be that guy. This is a really chill, cool, down to earth, relaxed kind of guy. And so what I want you to do though is I want you to bring a little bit of playfulness back into your life.
Okay.
So we have to figure out what that means. Like, how do we play? I don't know. Like, we're older. What do you mean play? So that can mean anything, meaning I like to play with my animals sometimes, right? Or I like to go outside and just sit in the grass and watch the water go by and watch the ducks go by and watch the bugs fly. And if a bug lands on me, I'm not like, ew, bug. I'm like, oh, there's a bug. Even playing with the bug and just allowing this bug to just walk on you and just feeling his little legs and looking at this little guy going about his business. I mean, it's about playing with life just a little bit more. And so what, the neighbors left their garbage can out. Play. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe we pull it up and say hi to our neighbors. That's something that we wouldn't do before. Maybe the guy who cut you off in the car, and I'm obviously using examples, but you know, we can play with him and say, you know, he must have somewhere very fast to go. So let's just let him go, turn on my music. Let me slow down. If you find yourself even going on overdrive, the moment you find life kind of getting all whatever, that's when you want to play. How can I play here? Play with your time. If you find yourself feeling like you don't have enough time, that's exactly the moment that you better stop and say, I'm taking my time. In fact, I'm going to stand right here until I don't feel that way anymore, because time's not going to run my life. It's not going to take the joy out of my life and the playfulness out of my life. And I feel like when you find this playfulness, you're going to find your guy. So I want you to kind of expand your little network of existence and do something that you haven't done before. Find a group, go to the beach. I don't know, pick up trash. I don't know. Do something different. Yeah. Do something different and maybe open up a little more and talk a little more and stuff. Okay, so sometimes when we lose those little bit of things, the mind tends to split. And when we have a lot of stuff going on in our mind all the time, and like our mind is the most active thing in our life, that mind can kind of run out of control sometimes or feel like it's in control of our life. And I would love to remind you and everyone else who's listening that the mind is nothing but a laptop. It's a computer. That's all the mind is. Please do not let that mind at all have any kind of control over you. It happens a lot. The moments that our energy gets focused in the mind, where we have everything planned and everything structured, and that mind tells you things and it runs around and says, well, you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to be worried about this and this is right and that is wrong and this is good and that's bad and you should be upset about that and you should be worried about that. And all of that, it tends to, again, block our playfulness and our existence. And I mean, remember, anytime that you're feeling that way, I want you to use that as a little trigger or a little warning sign. The moment you catch that mind running circles around you, that's the moment that you stop. And that's the moment that you will stay right where you're at. If you're washing dishes and your mind's running, just stick your hand in that hot water and suds it up and blow bubbles, make like bubbles with the soap and your mind's going to be like, why are you doing this? You're so stupid. You should be doing lots of things right now. You're wasting time. You stay there and you blow bubbles until you love those bubbles, right? You control that mind. Those old recorded thoughts are like a DVR system, and they recorded from your parents and they recorded from your grandparents and they recorded from adults in your life. And they told you, don't play bubbles. You should be more responsible than playing bubbles. And you can't smell the soap. You need to get these dishes done. You have a plan. You have a life. That is going to suck the ever-loving life out of life, right? So I use that. So the moment that I feel like I have to do something, or like I need to go somewhere, like I don't have enough time for this, that's the moment that I stop. So I see this guy, he's here. Yeah, you have connection with consciousness. Guidance is here. So I want to let you know you do have some connection with your source. You do have the ability to stay in communication with the beautiful existence of the universe. And I want to let you know, guys, the universe is alive. I can't explain it. I don't have all the answers. I don't know why it's alive, and I don't know why it can speak to us, but it can. I promise you, it's odd and beautiful all at once. So I'm at a weird place where the trees talk to me, and the wind communicates, and the sun is alive, and the bugs are alive, and the birds are alive, and everything loves me so much, and I love it, because we're all the same one beautiful just existence of creation, blah, right? My world is just pretty amazing. Does not mean that I don't feel my low vibrational states of pity, and I get into that, like, I'm not good enough, no one loves me, everyone hates me. I mean, it's there, but I understand what it is, and that's when I've stepped out of my source energy. My energy vibrations have dropped low, and when my energy vibrations have dropped low, it's like I've unplugged my battery charger from source energy, and it's plugged into the cranky low vibrational energy. And so instead of me turning a whole story and a whole life into this, I just understand, okay, stop, play with my bubbles, do my meditations. I'm not going to interact with too many people right now because I'm feeling a little unhealthy. So if I'm unhealthy and then I further interact with other unhealthy people, we just create this big unhealthy, gossiping. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, I know. And this is so horrible. Oh, and yeah, this is so bad. Oh, yeah, and that's bad too. And blah. It turns into this big shitstorm, right? So forget it. Now, there's a couple things to work on. I see that there's some things that have happened in your past that you're not letting go of. So what happens when we don't let go of things is we go back and we think, well, I should have said this, or I could have said that, or why did this happen? How could this have happened? And whatever it is that you're not letting go of, it's affecting how you see the whole world. And what it does is it creates a filter, like a contact lens. And you put the contact lens in, and then you remember all the stuff that happened that you cannot let go of. And then you look at the world with eyes according to that. You've plugged your cell phone charger into what you can't let go of. And all your thoughts and how you see and the decisions that you make right now, the beautiful, beautiful decisions that you make to create your existence here on earth, because you're a master creator, are all based on that situation that you can't let go of. So we're pumping out stale energy from this past, and we're bringing it into our future, and it's affecting it. So we have to let it go. We have to let it go. And there's some things that we can do. I call it like cleaning out my closet, or like cleaning out the garage, because my garage like is a freaking mess right now. It really is. I'm working on it. So it's got a lot of old stuff. It's got a lot of old boxes and empty boxes, and it's got trash, and it's got like broken things, and it's got stuff I have to do, right? And all of that stuff, if I keep going out there, it's going to affect every single decision that I make right now. I also see that you have some stress around you too. So what's happening when we have a lot of stress, with stress, we live in a stressful environment right now in this country. We all have a lot of stress right now. But the thing is it's how we're perceiving the external circumstances. So right now, think about the world that we're living in. Our finances are in a weird place. Even if you have a job, finances are in a weird place. We're concerned about the political separation in our country. We're concerned about everything right now. And our work, and it's not only you, right? So everyone that you're around, they're not even listening to this show. So they're not doing any kind of spiritual work or any kind of like metaphysical help, or they have no way to feel better. They're just feeling like the world is closing, and we're at least trying to figure out a way to feel better. We're doing the work. We're like not just accepting like, oh, that's it, this is life and it sucks and then we die. We're like, no, there's got to be more. We're gonna fight for ourselves and our energy and to feel better, right? They don't have that, so they're just feeling like crap, and you have to see them every day, and you have to be around them every day, and they don't know how to feel better. They don't know how to feel better at all. And guess what? You actually, by you feeling better, and by you healing yourself, and by you not plugging into that stressful energy, you in turn heal them.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's the only way. It's the only way to heal. Not only yourself, but then everyone around you. They're like, wow, why is she feeling better? She seems to be so happy. Why is she so happy? And then they want to do things to make you sad. They want to bring you down to their level. They don't mean to. They just don't want you to be happy. So I'm going to let you know that the moment you start feeling better, their antics are going to step up. But that's because source is like, you're ready for the next level. You've graduated a level. And yes, those antics step up just a little bit, but you work harder then. You practice harder. I said, my headphones in my ear. When those antics try to pull me down, no, I need to take a step out. I don't care if it's 5 minutes. People are always taking smoke breaks. I'm going to take a meditation break. I'm going to put that in my ear. Even if I'm at work doing what I'm doing, I have that in my ear. And it's beautiful. And then people look at me, are you listening? I got one ear here and I got one ear here. Because this ear here, and if this begins to take over this, I need to take a step back and I need to go to the bathroom. I need to take a brain break, a breath break, or a meditation break. I need to calm myself down and I need to let go of whatever shenanigans, whatever stress just came my way. I need to clean it out, like the garage. I need to clean that garage out. I really do. You pick up all sorts of crap out there and I have, we got to clean it out. We got to clean it out. We got to clean it out. And I'm constantly monitoring. I usually don't go too long. That's why everyone is seeing the 111 and the 222 and the 333 and the 1133 and the 1033. It's meant to remind us, hey, how are you feeling right now? Yes. How are you feeling right now? Check in. 1122, 1133, 1144, 1155, 12, and it keeps going. And all those things is like, how are you feeling right now? Are you in your head? Are you stressed? Are you worried about things? Are you doing blah, blah, blah? No. Okay. Reset, rebalance, plug it, keep yourself healed. And I see healing. All right. And so Christina, check in. Let us know how you're doing. Heal yourself. You will heal. And remember, those shenanigans are coming your way, but do not plug into that. Don't allow your energy to filter through them. Love them from over there.
Can I put
yeah, tell me.
There's sometimes when I put at work, like, yeah, if I feel negative or energy from them, or if they're talking negative, not to me, but about certain things, I try to put a bubble around me. I don't know if that works or not, but I always just visualize a bubble just going around me so that energy can't touch me.
Absolutely. That bubbles are my mother was the first thing my mother ever taught me was about the bubble. She taught me very young, you put a bubble around yourself and you protect yourself. And I was like, this lady's crazy, but she was right. I love my bubble. So, but more, in a perfect world, we will always have our bubble up. Okay. But what I have found, and we love the bubble, is that the moment that we're distracted, boom, our bubble bursts, right? Right? And then all of a sudden, before we know it, we're not feeling good again. So what I would like you to do, I love that you recognize that how that energy is affecting you. And and I love your bubble. Keep that bubble. Keep your bubble. The more often you can imagine that bubble, do you know what I also like to put up on the outside of my bubble is mirrors. So I put mirrors so that their energy, it doesn't come to me. And I'm sorry, but it's going right back at you. Or, if I want to be real nice, I let it shoot up to God. Or sometimes I'll just let it go back to them. Or I just let God decide what to do with it. Whatever it is, it's not coming into me. But I'm telling you, moment by moment by moment, you got to check your bubble. So it's like I can't check my bubble once a day. I have to check my bubble every minute of every day. In fact, my bubble is more important than anything that I have is your bubble. So it's something that I found when my bubble bursts, which happens because we get distracted and we're busy at work and all this blah, and then all of a sudden someone comes at you and 4 things didn't go as you expected. So expectations are a big way to burst that bubble because when things happen not as we expect, our energy drops and we get cranky and then blah. So all you need to do is notice that it's happened. It's really a beautiful, quite simple fix. Notice that something got through your bubble. And it's okay. And then say, that energy does not belong to me. That energy is not mine. Please remove it from my field. And then it's gone. It's beautiful, and it's that quick. All you have to know, something got through your bubble, and the energy is not mine. And the moment you feel that energy drop and you feel a little bit unhealthy, someone's energy got into you. And it's okay. It's not like, oh, I'm so stupid. I'm supposed to be working on this. Something got through my bubble. No, because that's just in alignment with their energy. So be careful. You have this energy inside of your field. It's okay. I'm recognizing this energy does not belong to me, and I'd like it to be removed from my field. And then you're going to make sure you accept what's happened, forgive what's happened, listen to your little meditation for a moment. It's usually just a minute or so. You can rebalance yourself pretty quickly. It's my bird. Did you see my bird flying around?
Yeah.
I don't know if everyone can see her.
Can I ask just one question though?
Absolutely.
Real quick, because I know Sarah's waiting patiently and stuff for her.
You know, everything that I say, Christina, is for everybody on here. It's
true.
for everybody.
That is
we
true.
all have to hear this all day long. Yeah.
That is true. Real quick, so I know that I need yes, to get rid of about my past, and I need to heal and work on myself. But do you see, like, is it this year or any time this year that I'll meet this man? Or
he was pretty quick. He was pretty soon in your reading. He didn't show up at the end. You had about 3 or 4 things to work on. You did have some of the brain stuff to work on. So we don't want to meet the guy and not be ready for him. So I can promise you something, that when you're working a little bit more on this inside of here and getting that energy in a more healthier spot where you're not feeling so kind of stressed about things, and you're not feeling that split, and you're working on those expectations, and as soon as you're feeling like so good that you don't need him, he's coming.
okay, that sounds great.
Okay, I see him. Okay, Christina, come and check in.
Yes.
Okay.
You. Thank you so much.
Bye. Love you. Check in soon.
I will.
Bye. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna take that, and then Sarah, and okay, I have Christina Lupa. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Thanks for being so patient.
Oh, did you say that you had a dog named Timber?
Yes.
I have a dog named Timber.
Really?
Little beagle named Timber.
Oh my gosh. And where did you get the name Timber from?
I don't know. I love that name.
Me too. Same thing happened. It was just like, I heard timber. Actually, I think my son was like, he looks like a timber wolf. And I was like, timber wolf. What a cute, I love it. I love that. You have a dog named Timber too.
He's old now. 10.
Oh my goodness. Now, have you even begun to prepare yourself? You know, our fur babies are only with us for a small amount of time. I know. I have to say it. Don't be like caught off guard. You have to prepare for that loss in your life, or it can really shock you and it can hurt terribly. So you want to start making sure that, yes, your baby is 10 and you've had 10 beautiful years, and you're going to be okay when this baby crosses over. And they never leave us. They never leave us. So they'll always be there. So it can be very like shocking and disturbing if you haven't prepared yourself for this. We just want them forever. We never want them to ever leave us. I know. Trust me. I got Timber because I was like petrified of what was going to happen when Foxy left. So Foxy's my old man and I love him, where he's my like ride or die, right? So I was like, oh, I'm not going to handle this well. Let me get another one to help ease the blow. Not that I recommend that, but you know. Okay. Take a breath for me, Sarah. Would you like a reading?
Sure.
Okay, good. Okay. Did you hear that? I know you were listening. I know you were listening. Really? You talking to me? You love me? You know I love you too. Here. I know. Don't eat my ear. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. All right, Sarah, darling. So we also have a mixed reading. So healthy versus unhealthy. Healthy versus unhealthy. I mean, it's a good thing that it's not all just unhealthy, right? That's a good thing. Okay, so sometimes our mind, and I said this, you heard me say it before, but our mind likes to repeat and repeat and repeat and run itself and run itself and run itself. And okay, so have you ever heard of grounding yourself? You ever heard of grounding? You have to ground yourself. Have you ever heard that? It's a metaphysical term. What it means is that we want to pull our energy out of our minds and move it into our body. So in our society, because we haven't, again, been teaching this to our beautiful children, so anyone who's listening who has any aspect to any children, begin to teach them grounding and meditation, then all of our energy sucks out of our body and it lives in our mind full time. And do you know what lives inside of our minds? Is all of our belief systems that you picked up from other people, from your entire life. So you have all this stuff that you picked up in there about good and about what's bad and about what's right and about what's wrong. And then we have all this judgment inside of our mind. And we have all these expectations and we have this non-acceptance and we have this opinions. And when we're living with that all the time, and they can be so subtle. So it's not just as easily as just in your face, but it's like they're quiet little things. So even from the moment that you wake up and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do this again, or I, didn't get my laundry done, or oh my gosh, I have this work again, or this dread of all of these things that I have to deal with, and I don't have enough time for this, and why is, things aren't going the way I need them to go, and how come this person said that, and and then when there's no break. And then this happens all the time and all day long. It can be like really relentless and tiring, and we need a freaking break from it. We just need it to stop for a little while. So that's what these practices are put into place, is that we have to get control over the thoughts that are in our mind. And I want you to keep in mind that your thoughts are many times generated automatically by external belief systems. Right? So I know that was a lot of words, but you're like on autopilot, and you don't mean to be on autopilot, but your mind's just running around. So I bet you when you're driving in the car, you're thinking. And when you're brushing your teeth, you're thinking. And when you're washing the dishes or doing your clothes, you're thinking. When you're walking, you're thinking. Even when you're at work, you're thinking. It's like, so that is like a computer that's running without a healthy software program. So many times it's like we caught like a mental virus, and we all experience this. So this isn't just a Sarah thing. This is a everyone here right now who's listening thing, right? So this is all of us. This is me too. And when my mind is thinking, then I'm not living my life. So I see a little bit of isolation too. We're feeling a little isolated. And when we're feeling isolated, it's like we're feeling alone, and we're feeling like we can't connect, and we're feeling like we have no real like healthy lifeline. And what's happened when we're feeling this isolation, what I have found anyway, because I know these cards well, is that I don't have anyone to energetically, vibrationally, metaphysically, or spiritually connect with in my life. So I'm around a lot of energies that are not lightening me up. So I feel cut off from source, and I feel alone, and I feel like I'm not relating to people, and I'm not connecting with people. And you're not. The truth is, guess what? You're not. And that's why your body's telling you that. And when that happens, on top of you being all of your thoughts running wild all the time, out of control, that is a shitstorm for not feeling good, for not feeling healthy, right? So, and it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. So we have to love not being okay sometimes. No, all the time. They corrected me. We have to love not being okay because it's the only way to get through not being okay. So when you see the yin and the yang, it's because we have to love our dark times and our dark side and our darkness and our low times as much as we love our high times and our light times. And it's easier said than done, right? So I know that when I'm not feeling good and I'm not feeling like moving and I'm not feeling like I can do anything, I have to learn to love that side of me, because love is the only way to heal how you're feeling right now, is you have to love it. But the thing is that when we're feeling so low, it's hard for us to love anything. And let's see, I want to bring this up right here. So, okay, this helps me. This was channeled. I didn't write this. I mean, I typed it, but it wasn't from me. And it's called a low vibrational energy, and it feels icky. And there's a weight on your chest, and it feels hard to breathe, and nothing in the world feels like it's going right, and everything is wrong and maybe even miserable, and our stomach feels nauseous, and we're judging the world and all that's in it, and you're feeling like, what's wrong with me? And the weight of the world is on your shoulders, and you feel very heavy, and you can't think clearly, and sometimes you feel sick, and you feel like you can't do anything at all, and you don't want to see anyone, and you don't want to go anywhere, and you don't want to do anything, and you feel a pit in your stomach, and no one or nothing can make you feel better, and the world seems dull, and the colors seem faded, and the noises are just annoying, and nothing is right, so you can barely be in your own skin. You feel like eating, drinking, sleeping, or just doing anything to try to make this feeling disappear. So this is a low energetic vibrational state. This is not who you are. This is not who you are. You're just surrounded by lower energy. That's really, it's a beautiful thing, is that's all that it is. Thank God that this is not who you are, right? So I guess they're telling me to keep reading, so I'm gonna keep reading, because I have to read this when I'm feeling this way, because it's the only thing that makes me feel better. And then this is what it says. It says, good, you are feeling. This is the important part. Feel the pit in the stomach. Feel the pain in your field. Feel the misery. Feel the annoyance. Find it in your energy, because we cannot remove it unless we can identify it. This is the key. We cannot remove it unless we can identify it. So we cannot escape from this. There's no way to escape from it. We have to feel it completely. And it said, why is it here? It says, there is not a clear reason. There is not a black or white answer, but just know that it is false, and it is generated by your mind and by your thoughts alone. So that's the most important part. It's generated by your thoughts about life, your opinions about yourself, your opinions and judgments and expectations about how your life is going so far. So that's how this begins. So when we are judging how our life is going so far, Timber, no more chewing on me, okay? I love you. Go play. I love you. I love you. Go play. And this happens to me, and this happens to me a lot. So that's why I understand how this feels. It happens to everybody. We all feel this way sometimes, right? And we just have to know how to get out of it. So what I said, to Christina is, when we have to feel all of these feelings and all of these emotions inside of us, because the only way to feel them is to identify them. And what's so beautiful is that you can get to identify them and say, okay, am I feeling depressed? Yes, feel that depression. Feel that inside of you. Am I feeling sad? Yes, I'm feeling sad. I need to know what that sadness feels inside of me, because that sadness is a vibrational energetic field. And that vibrational energetic field is inside of your field, right? And that's the only way to get rid of it. So I'm going to keep reading. This paired, now here's another one. Other low vibrational humans that you are in contact with have created an emotional storm inside of you. And it's swirling, and it's affecting, and it's creating this cloud of low dense energy that's pressing in on your soul, and it actually drains the life force out of your energetic body. So this low vibrational energy is draining your field, and the people that you're in contact with or connection with Also, when they think low thoughts about you, or they have opinions about you, or like you're stuck with someone at work, or you're stuck with someone in your field, and they have this low vibrational field and you're in contact with them, they can drop your energy even further. So we have to be aware that that can happen. Don't panic and be like, oh my God, that's it, I can't leave my house. It's not about that. It's just really about knowing that this can happen to you, and not to make a life out of it, or not to make a personal story out of it, or not to think that it has anything to do with you personally at all. I want you to think of it like a medical thing. Really, think of it like a medical thing. Oh, I just caught low energy. It's okay. I'm going to go ahead and get it out of my field. Okay, and this is what happens is a low vibrational energetic channel has opened. So when we have a low vibrational energetic channel between you and this person plugged in, and now we're just sharing low vibrational energy between the two of us, and then there's no way that we can feel better. And so the low energy transfers and it surrounds in your field. So we must recognize these vibrational states so that we do not make a life out of them. Timber, enough. Because your energy fields can link. Okay, here we go. Let's see. We cannot make this low, unhealthy energy a reality manifest into our existence. So many times when this happens, all of a sudden, now we're walking around and we're talking and we're spreading this low energy because we don't know how to feel better. And so we're walking around in this storm. This is the reason why I haven't been communicating much on here, because I've been in this low vibrational energetic storm, and I wasn't feeling well enough, and I didn't want to share that with anyone else, because you guys are all light workers and empaths and healers. So if I came on here and I had a low vibrational energy, I would likely drop all of your energies down. And that's not, now I have enough information to know that I wouldn't want to drop your energy down low, but so that's why I needed to do my meditations, and I needed to do what I needed to do so that I can come on here and not drop your energy, but be a source of energy for you. So that's my practice, is that can I be a source of high vibrational energy so that I can rebalance some of your low vibrational energy that you're exposed to. And without me having these practices in place, I wouldn't be able to do any of that. So that's honestly why I'm here right now, is to give you a choice. Because before this, most people don't even know they have a choice. 99% of the people that you encounter, they don't know that they have a choice and that they don't have to feel this way. And it's not just you who's feeling this way. It's like everybody is feeling this way. Like 99% of people are feeling this way, this low vibrational energy, and it manifests itself differently in every person. So you might feel like the isolation, maybe, I don't know, what I feel, I get like sadness, and I do get the depression, and but other people get jealous and angry and vengeful, and other people get violent, and other people throw themselves into their addictions. And because the addictions, the drinking of the alcohol, or the porn, or the gambling, or the drugs, it alleviates this low vibrational energy, even just for a moment. It gives them a little bit of numbness and break from this pain. So, but at least right now, we are trying to figure out a way to feel better. And I said this before, we're going to do the work. We're going to feel, how can we clear our channel? Because by you clearing your channel, and by you learning what it takes, just for you, Sarah, because I don't know what it takes for you to feel better. Only you know what it takes to feel better. And maybe it is picking up some cards and reading some cards. Maybe it's picking up a beautiful book. Maybe it's going outside in nature. Maybe it's taking your little dog to the dog beach or the dog park. Maybe it's putting down the cell phone. We don't know what you need. Only you know what you need. And once you figure out what that is, and you begin to feel better, and you begin to alleviate some of this low vibrational energy, and you do not allow other people's energy to bring you back down, everything around you begins to heal, because your light energy spreads. Just like if we're in a low vibrational energy, it spreads. Light energy spreads too. So if we can alleviate our light energy, and then we share this light energy, no matter what, even those low vibrational people that you're encounter with, and sometimes they do want to pull you down. They see you feeling better, and they want to poke holes in your bubble. And you're like, I know you're just trying to poke a hole in my bubble, and it's not going to happen. But I love you. I'm going to love you from inside my protective bubble. So even if they're in their own low energetic vibrational shitstorm, at least you're able to understand what's wrong with them. Not that there's things wrong, but what they're experiencing, right? It's a medical condition. Let's call it that. They're in a low vibrational energetic, what did I call this thing? LVE, I called it. They have LVE, and I didn't call it this. I don't even remember writing. I didn't write this. I just listened and wrote it down, and it helps me. Let me see if there's anything else. Okay, here. This is it, right? This creates a filter in which we see the world through. So when we have that low energetic vibrational state, we see the whole world through it, and all who are in it through this low vibrational state. We can only see through the filter of the low energy. This is why everything around you feels miserable. And it's not to be taken as a personal flaw, just like I said, a medical thing or a fact of life. If we are experiencing this state, we recognize it inside of our energy. Recognize how it makes us feel. And recognize how it distorts our view of the world. Because I know when I'm not feeling good, I don't like anything. I'm like, I hate flowers even. I'm like, I hate you, flower. I mean, I don't want to feel good. And sometimes they're like, oh, gratitude, be grateful. And I do love being grateful. But sometimes when I'm in this energetic state, I'm not really grateful for anything. I'm just not. You know, and they're like, oh, love, unconditional love. I don't love anything right now. I'm not grateful for anything right now. So that was kind of where I started. And I said, that all sounds good, but when I'm not feeling grateful or I'm not feeling loving, it wasn't enough. So it was too much of an energetic drop. I needed a stairwell. I needed a staircase because I was feeling so low right here. And then I have gratitude up here. I couldn't bridge the gap between feeling really, really low and you know, gratitude and love. So my staircase is recognizing that you have this feeling first. And then I like to accept it. So I like to accept that this has happened. Instead of turning around and feeling guilty about the fact that I'm feeling this low, I like to accept that I've experienced it. Now, a lot of times I have to also forgive people. So I have to figure out who I need to forgive. Okay, right. So first we're accepting that this crappy stuff has happened. You know, maybe our finances are bad. Maybe, you know, our boyfriends are bad. Maybe our house is bad. Maybe our jobs are bad. All of that. I'm going to have to accept that this is exactly where I'm at right now. I need to forgive. So this is my staircase to get up to where I can even think about being grateful about anything. And I usually need to forgive myself because a lot of times I've put myself in this circumstance. I put myself in this situation. I need to forgive the players. I need to try. And sometimes I get stuck here for a little while. I'm like, I don't feel like forgiving anybody right now. But then I know I'm stuck on that ladder rung. I'm stuck right there. And I need to practice that every day, accepting what happens and forgiving the situation. And then I have to understand the fact of life is that probably what's happened is in the past. It's already in the past. And things that are in the past, I can't go undo. I can't redo. I can't fix. I can't make those people not say those things. I can't make that situation not have happened. I can't make any of this not happen. And it is in the past. So for me to even try to go back there and live in my mind to fix it or heal it, I can't do it. So I have to accept that too, that it's in the past. And then also I have to understand how often I'm so concerned about the future. So, and this is all on my rung. I'm not even up to gratitude or healing yet. I'm just trying to digest my life at this moment. So also what happens is when we're so concerned about future, well, what if, well, what if, well, what if, what if there's so many what ifs and there's so many potential things. And guess what? That creates anxiety inside of your soul. So when you're like, what if this happens? Oh my God, what if that happens? What if I lose my job? What if he breaks up with me? What if I can't pay my bills? What if I lose my car? What if? And then we're just like paralyzed in this anxiety state of fear. Fine, it happens. Recognize it. Recognize that's what you're doing. Put a name to it. Understand how you're feeling when you're projecting yourself into the future, right? So that's my rung. And I'm getting a little bit closer to feeling a little bit better. So I've really practiced on forgiving. I've understood the past and the future. And then from there, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. And I try to add some things that I'm grateful for. What are the things that I'm grateful for? Sometimes I get cranky and I have to keep going back and forth between those two. But, we have to figure out how to digest and release that energy that's in here. Okay. Yes. I see a comparison thing. So that's how this low vibe. If you need any more information, guys, I'm going to have a little bit more information on YouTube about this stuff because I've been told that I have to put that on YouTube. So I'm going to do that. Okay. So participation and comparison. So we need you to begin to interact I think I said this, but with other people of light energy in your life. So you have to find those people. You need to find a meetup group. I don't know, guys, if you like church or anything, but there's a really beautiful church called Christ Fellowship. It's in my area. It's Pastor Todd. If you find yourself relating or needing some kind of beautiful thing like that, he's channeling, hands down channeling God, which I love to see in the Christian religion, as we call religion, to know that this guy is actually channeling God and talks about speaking to God, and it's all about love. So he's a really good, and it's online, Christ Fellowship. He's really positive. Another guy that I ran into this week, which is, call it a little bit higher level Lightworker stuff, is called Ram Dass. And I think you've heard of him, but I've heard of him, but I never listened to him. Ram Dass, pretty awesome guy. Okay, so comparison. Many times when we compare, so here's what happens. Like, okay, I was outside and I saw this beautiful tree, and then I saw this other beautiful tree, and I'm sitting outside talking to the trees, the bugs, the bees, the butterflies, and the birds. And I looked at this tree, and you know, I saw like his little broken leaves, right? I mean, I think he's so beautiful. I see this beautiful tree, and he has this sleek, you know, bark. And it was just this smooth, sleek bark with these long hanging leaves. And some of the leaves were damaged. And I thought, this tree's not thinking, well, don't look at me because my leaves are not as nice as that tree over there. Look at his, I mean, he's got the wispy leaves and he's got the, you know, the stronger bark. My bark's a little shiny. And look at my leaves, they're damaged, you know, and I'm looking around going, that's preposterous, right? But we do that. But there is nothing more beautiful about this tree than that tree, that sleek bark and that rough bark and that damaged leaf and the new baby leaf that's forming and the wispy leaves coming down. It would be preposterous for us to say that that tree was more beautiful than that tree, or that the red rose is more beautiful than a white rose, or that a lily is prettier than a daisy, or that Sarah is prettier than Christina, or that Christina Olsen, I mean, she's got an O in her name, and Christina Pegg has a P in her name. So Christina Pegg is better than Christina Olsen. It's silly, right? But yet we do it all the time, and we're thinking, why are we not as good as that person, or that person's done better than us, or that person's gone further than us, or that girl has curly hair and I have straight hair. That me, I have no hair. It's so sad, but it's okay. I've had to be okay with that. You girls all have this beautiful hair and this thick hair, and it's like Vidal Sassoon, and I have like one thin layer of hair that breaks. But I have had to learn to love that, ladies, that I have no hair, and it's okay. Sometimes I wear extensions to make me feel better, but that's okay too. You know why? Because I'm not allowing myself to look at all those girls with their beautiful hair and be like, I am not good enough, or I suck, or my hair is so thin. I mean, I spent most of my life doing that, but I've come to a point in my life where I love my little wispy hair, and it's okay. I'm okay. And I might not be exactly where I want to be in my life, and that's okay too. In fact, there's a super gorgeous girl on Facebook, and I caught myself doing this. And it's been a long time since I've done this. I mean, she's so beautiful. She has long blonde hair, and she's like a healer and a light worker, and she's a big blue eyes and this gorgeous smile, and she's like got this beautiful little mini-me daughter, and she's like, I just bought a red Mercedes from doing readings. I'm so amazing. And she's so amazing. And for a second, I was like, she's so much more amazing than me. But it was only a second. It was just 1 second. And I was like, you know what? No. I have my own set of beautiful skills and beautiful gifts, and hers are different than mine. And I'm sure she's lovely. And in fact, I think she's really lovely. But I'm really lovely too. I'm really lovely too. And it's taken me, I can say that because it's taken me so long to feel that way. In fact, I don't even stare in mirrors. You guys would laugh at me. I have like this little mirror here because it's not a healthy place for me to stare. I'm like staring like, oh no, I don't do that, you know, anymore because it's not healthy. So I look, I'll be like a 30-second, like, hey, how am I looking? Okay, good. And then I'm out. Who wants to sit there and just stare at yourself? And like, no. And you know, no one does that. When we look at you, like I see you as someone who's beautiful. Like I see you as beautiful. And I'm sure that getting to know you, you're probably this amazing person with a beautiful heart. And I want you to see that too. I don't ever want you to see anything other than that. I want you to see yourself through my eyes. I want you to see yourself through the eyes of the creator, the universal creator, because you're a manifestation of the universal creator. You're like a rose, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rose, and you're so perfect. And I want you to know that and never forget that. Never forget who you are. And if you don't need to look in a mirror, don't look in a mirror. Like whatever it is that triggers you, figure out what that trigger is and stay the heck away from it. Don't let your mind do that anymore, you know? All right, so now, and I'm going to move on a little bit, but you pulled the playfulness card, so we need to bring some of that play. We know this. We need to bring some of that play. You need some light in your life. You need to bring that back. I do see that you have some amazing ideas too. Like I see like some amazing potential to make some shifts and changes and bring in that energy and just, I don't know, feel kind of like what that like pride is, or just who you are. Just get in alignment with your destiny. I see there might be a little bit of fighting going on around you, and I want to make sure that you have your bubble up. Don't let that get into your like energetic fields. I want you to protect yourself against any of that like fighting, because that lowers your energy. So when that happens, remember that low vibrational energy can get into your fields. Put your bubble up and love it from over there. So put your mirror up, not only the bubble, but the mirror. So it comes and let it shoot up, and get your little headphone and let that person scream and do their thing. And you put your headphone on. It's like, you're so beautiful, just the way you are. You're like, I am. That person's in a low vibrational shitstorm. It's not coming my way. Okay. I see that you are coming out of the shadows. So you have some shadows that happens, but you're going to move out of it. Okay. It's time.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Love you, Sarah. Thanks for coming on.
So,
Okay. And come and check in and let us know how you're doing. Okay. Keep us posted, because we care. We love you. I want to see that you're doing amazing.
okay.
Okay. Who wants to come on? You know what? Let's pull Christina. I don't see. Oh, there she is. Hi. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to remove here and I put Christina on. Drew, you want to come on? Drewby, where are you? Here he is. Not yet. I'm going to put him on anyway. I know he just likes to listen. I missed him. All right. I have Lupe. Are you there? Lupe. No picture. Oh, you know what? Oh, there you are, Drew. All right, guys, last week I forgot to read all the comments, and I had all sorts of people like, read for me. See, here it is. Bonnie Rose wants a reading. So I'm going to give Bonnie Rose a hi, fingers crossed that you can read for me. Okay, stay right here. I promise everyone that if they leave and it's not going to be a long reading, just a little one. Precious long. Okay, Bonnie, breathe for me. She might not even be on at all, but that's okay. We'll give Bonnie a little message. How's my sound? Is my sound okay? Because I heard a little bit of clicking there. Let's see, one more. Bonnie Rose. It's a pretty name. Bonnie. I like that name. All right. Let's see what Bonnie has. Oh, Bonnie. Oh, Bonnie needs a reading. Absolutely. Okay, Bonnie. Bonnie, my love. Hi, everyone. If you can hear me, baby, you have some energy around you that is exhausting you. And this energy that's exhausting you is from an unhealthy, energetic, vibrational entity. Is that a nice way of saying it's a person? I try to be nice when I'm like, there's a person who's zapping your energy out of your soul. You know who it is. I don't need to say it. But basically, this person feels like they've made it. This person feels like everything is fine. This person feels like they've done everything right. Everything is good. They don't need to worry about a thing. They don't need to take care of you. They don't need to take care of everything because their life is great. But what they don't realize is that they're in a glass house and it's completely broken around them. So don't let this person suck the life out of you, Bonnie. Because it's exhausting you and it's time for you to do a transformation. So listen to all of us. We need your light. Get onto meditations. Get into spiritual health. Find a church. Find a group. Go to yoga. Find the light. There's a great thing called Meetup. And Meetup has a lot of spiritual people all on it. They make little and they have spiritual groups. Christ Fellowship. I don't know if you're local, but that's a beautiful group. Find the light and heal your energy, because you have someone who's zapping your energy, and that's why you're feeling so tired, babe. It is not you. This is not It's not your energy, okay? All right, so you have everyone else. So I think I got everyone on here. Okay, Christina and Drew. Hi, y'all. Hi, Christina. So nice to actually see you in person because I love to see all of your posts. I love to see what you post. I really do. You're just so entertaining. You have such a light about you and such an energy about you and such a friendliness and such an openness. And I admire that. I admire that.
Thank you.
Internal. I tend to internalize everything. You are like, this is my life and this is how I feel. And I'm like, I wish I could do that. So I gain courage from you. I really do. And I love seeing like the light, like your light worker stuff that you've been posting, like the healing and the beautiful energy. And now, yeah, it's beautiful. All right. Okay, one more. Okay, one more. Yay! Sorry, I love it when that card pulls. Get you. You've been doing some good work here. Because not that I can fully remember your cards, but I don't think they were here last time we spoke. So it is telling me that you are flowering. What that means, yes, you're flowering. It's a great card. Flowering is a great card. You have some other stuff in here that you got to clean up energetically, but that's the first card, which means that's what they want to let you know. So they want to let you know that you are putting in the work to ensure that the part of you that's dark, which we all have, is okay and beautiful and is okay on the left side. And we have a beautiful side that's light and it's on the right side. So basically it's letting me know that you're working on being not only spiritually balanced, but mentally balanced and trying to work on being physically balanced and trying to create a real balance in your life. And keeping your energy in a higher vibrational state so that you're able to share that vibrations with others. And it's something that we need to work on every day. Like when I check my cards to make sure that I'm pulling a card similar to her. And when I pull her, it's because I'm in a good place. You know, so it's letting me know that you're in a good place. Now you have some other stuff though. You got some other stuff.
I'm not perfect.
You are not perfect. Why are you not perfect here, Christina?
I'm getting off. Goodbye.
Be perfect. That's it. No, but I know this next card. So it's a little bit relationship wise. And so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but a little bit of detail, which is I'm going to bring back the expectations of, and I don't know, I think you were on, but many times when we have these expectations and we're placing them on a relationship, whether we have the relationship or not, it tends to cause, well, no one's ever going to meet our expectations, my love. It's just not going to happen. And you know, when we place that, when we have it, and they're quiet, we don't even know where these expectations came from, but many times they come from your past, and many times they come from mom and dad. Many times they come from things you picked up. So we don't know where we gained this. What should a proper relationship be like? And how should a proper relationship behave? And what are the things that when you're in a proper relationship or healthy relationship or a loving relationship, these are the requirements. And if you are not checking off my requirements on a beautiful, proper, perfect, healthy relationship, then there will be hell to pay. Now, obviously that's the, you know, advanced side of it, but keep in mind how those expectations are affecting our everyday living, where we have someone who forgets to take the trash out. We have someone who forgets to pay the, I mean, it happens. And I don't know about your man, but this happens. They're forgetting things, or they're just not taking the trash out. Like if I ask you like 12 freaking times to take the trash out, like there's the hamper. Like, why can't you just put your clothes in the hamper? Like in the hamper, you know? And when those things kind of pile up, or like I didn't get my phone call when I needed it, or like I need you to pick up, you know, eggs. You know that I like these particular type of eggs. Why'd you buy the cheap eggs? Like, right. So we tend to get in it, like, right. So we just want to keep our expectations in check. And then there's another thing. Have you ever read the 5 love languages?
Yes.
Maybe time to freshen up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And it's something
Yeah.
that maybe,
We're totally opposites.
yeah, right. I can see that. So
Yeah.
it helps sometimes when you're total opposites to understand. Like I have a total opposite in my life too. Ugh. So like his way of showing love is to like do things for me, like acts of service.
Yeah.
And I don't care about that stuff. Like, stop doing things for me. I want you to spend time with me. I want you to spend time with me. But like, no, but like, I hung your TV. I hung that TV. I fixed this. I fixed that. I fixed that. I fixed that. And I'm like, I don't want that. I just want you to sit there and do nothing and be lazy and watch a stupid movie with me. But he's
Right.
out like doing acts of service for me. And so I have to remind myself that is his way of showing me that he loves me. I don't feel love that way, but I have to remember that when he's doing those acts of service, that's how he's showing me that he loves me.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I have to remind myself of that. Yeah, so it helps a little bit to put things in perspective. And then, you know, my daughter, what is her? Oh, she's acts of service, and I am the opposite of acts of service. So I want her to spend time with me, blah, blah, but all she wants me to do, it's the silliest thing because she will even want me to like bend down and tie her shoe. I'm like, you're 12. But the silliest thing is that if I like bend down and tie her shoe, she goes, oh, thank you, Mom. I love you so much. I'm like, okay, let me tie your shoe. Or like, okay, she has 2 bags in the car. One's her backpack. She can carry them. She can totally carry both bags. But if I walk around and pick up one of those bags for her and carry that bag inside, she's just like, she feels so loved. And I find it very irritating, but I want my daughter to feel loved. And I try to cover the fact that I'm rolling my eyes by tying her shoe and carrying her bag, but I want her to feel loved. So
Right.
it's something that helps. And that's it.
I get it.
Yeah. Okay. So I do see that there's, a little bit of sorrow that's happened maybe in your past, that there's something, it's an odd card. It pulled right in the middle of this card. So I don't know if there's some sorrow that's maybe happened that you haven't fully digested that may still be swirling around in that mind of yours.
Yeah.
If it's there, it's pulling in the middle of this lovely reading. So you have the flowering, we got to work a little on the love and stuff. And you have guidance. Your guides are communicating to you. They are telling you right now that they are talking to you. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's sorrow. So what that means to me is that's a little bit of a block, an energetic block. So when we hold that in our field, and we want to keep, and we don't mean to, but it's like it's there. It's part of our life. That sorrow, not only does it block our communication with our guides because love, we're feeling so amazing, we're talking to our guides and we want to love. Oh, but there's that thing that happened, and
It popped up. Yep.
Yeah. So energetically, vibrationally, it has a stream that's in your field. It's attached to you right now. You're keeping that pathway alive. And so it's a two-way channel. And so with what happens, that sorrow is open to come whenever you have times of distraction, times of quietness, times of maybe a little sadness, times of just you're busy, you have things going on, times of expectations not being met, and your energy drops, click, click, click. The sorrow is like, yes, I am coming right in there to remind you how you should be feeling right now. Yeah. And so when it's there, it always has an energetic pathway. The moment you click, 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 it's like, yeah, I'm here. Pay attention to me. Feel sad, go back, relive. And then now we plugged our cell phone, we battery charger right into the sorrow. We've linked into it. It's pumping sorrow into our soul. And then our eyes have they're going to put our sorrow contact lenses on. Okay. Now I'm going to just feel sad. And sometimes then that gets into our mind. And then when the sorrow, because we plugged our battery charger in there and we're just going to feel sorry about, the things that have happened, which we all have those things to feel sorrow for. I mean, we live here on earth. There's much to have in our life that we have to, we can't feel this way if we're not monitoring it. And then what happens is our mind then aligns with the sorrow. So after we allow the energy to flow in through the channel, through the vibrational power, and then into our mind, and then our mind links into that energy, and then we have this low vibrational shitstorm of thoughts, and sometimes we don't know how long they last, right? We don't know how long they last. So keep in mind when you're feeling that way, where it came from, why it's happening. It happened in the past. We can't undo it. We can't go back. We can't fix it. We can't make it so it didn't happen. The only thing we can really do is accept that it's there, accept that energy does exist. Notice when it's infiltrated our field. Look at it like a science project, right? Oh, I have that sorrow has infiltrated my field. I'm in a low vibrational state. Now my mind has linked into it, and now I'm pumping out thoughts of energetic, who knows what comes out of that type of source. Because
I try to get grateful after those thoughts come in.
yes, and it works sometimes, all the time.
You know what? It's usually dates that trigger me. That and the anxiety comes. Like today is 4 years that my father passed, and so like I know it's coming. So all week I'll think about that week.
Yeah, and
my mother's passed, so I'll think about her certain times, her birthday. And it's like every other month.
yes,
But
yes,
I'm not. I think I'm more upset that I lost siblings when I lost my parents.
so
And
that
it's just upsetting that money was more important than me.
So money was more important than me. That's a thought that comes from the energy of sorrow, and that you did not matter as much as you should have mattered. That's a thought that's generated from sorrow. Sometimes we don't have, no, all the times, we do not have answers as to why choices were made, but I can probably tell you something. They were in their own low vibrational energetic shitstorm. They were in their own cloud of low vibrational energy, and they had no way to feel better. They did not know that there was a choice. And when they're aligned in that energy, all of the choices are made through those contact lenses, through that filter. Words were said, decisions were made based on that low vibrational, shitty energy. And so that helps me to not think that they were in their clear-headed mind, because they weren't. They were in this low, and when you're here, that's where people kill themselves, in this energetic state when they can't get out. They do drugs, they
And like
gamble.
I say, and both of them were very low. One got divorced right after, one, came out of the closet. It's just,
Yeah. And
I thought, I just really felt bad for them. But then I felt bad for myself, because I thought, well, you're going to have all that money, but you're still not going to be happy.
no, Christina, they're not.
I know.
All of the money, there is no happiness there. I've had all of the money, and there was nothing there. Nothing. I had it. I managed to date someone who was super uber rich and handed me an unlimited Amex card, BMW, and all the money in the world. And thank God I was young and realized, holy crap, there's no happiness here.
Right.
I was sad, and it was cold and lonely and miserable. And so that was when I actually realized, this is true wealth.
Yeah.
This is true wealth. Internally, and I am feeling spiritually healthy or well balanced in all areas of my life. The pure joy and pleasure of feeling this love and this peace. And there is no amount of money in the world that could buy this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So And in fact, that person still has billions of dollars, and I'm over here trying to figure out how I'm putting gas in my car tomorrow. But I am happier
You're
than
moving on.
I can promise you that. I saw him today. He is a cranky man, and he's got billions of dollars, and he's not a happy person.
Well, that I know this, but I just feel bad that I lost siblings over that.
Yeah. And, you know, energetically, so here's the thing, because I don't have a family, a close family either. I keep my distance. I love them. I love them, of course, because I'll never close my heart. And I love them and I wish them all the best. But I mean, they don't understand me at all. And so I really have, I have that distance. That distance is there. Even with my mother, I saw her over Christmas and I'm like, I'm going to have to love you from over here.
Right.
Right. And understand. And so now I have had this, I have had to accept my mother for who she is.
Mm-hmm.
Because living in a state of non-acceptance and wanting something from her that she cannot give me, and wanting her to behave differently, and wanting her to feel differently, wanting her to say different things, wanting her to be the mother that I see people have mothers and they're lovely people. And I'll never have that in my life, but I have learned to accept that. And then next, I have got to forgive. So I forgive myself for wanting it because because I want it. I do. And I have to forgive myself. And I have to forgive her for not being able to give it to me. And
she didn't want to.
She cannot. She does not have, it's not there inside of her field. Like when you say she doesn't want to, I can feel her now vibrationally and energetically. It's not that she wants to be the way she is, but this is her vibe. It's who she is vibrationally on this earth. And Christina, she's not here doing the work to feel better, to yes. But I'm not going to hold on to that non-acceptance and that unforgiveness and that past and because those lower your vibrations.
Right.
And when your vibrations lower, they turn into resentment, they turn into bitterness. And when we have a little bit of resentment and bitterness, even ever slight, all that does is link you into a low energetic vibration state, which then you start pumping out, I'm not good enough, but why didn't this happen? And it affects all aspects of all of our relationships. And because now we've put the contacts in of the past and of non-acceptance. And when we can't accept this, it's not only that we can't accept, but it becomes a non-acceptance in general. So we live in this state of non-acceptance and then we close our energy off and cut it off. Worse than that is our mind and our thoughts link into it and begin generating on all aspects. So it's very important that those low energetic vibrational streams and thoughts of our past, of things that have happened, of circumstances, of choices that other people made, we got to cut those giant scissors.
I guess I'm grateful that it doesn't happen on a daily basis. It like certain dates trigger it.
Yeah.
Like their birthdays and my parents' birthday, but it has gotten better.
Yeah. And a lot of times when those lower days, those energetic days where we go back and we know that the energy lives in those days, those are the days when we have to take extra special care of ourselves. I know that sounds maybe silly, but that's the day where if you want to stay in bed and Netflix it all day and make yourself hot cocoa and turn off your phone, do it. Don't let anyone tell you not to. And just cuddle in your cozy bed and take a warm bath and just and meditate.
Yeah, I think that would make it worse.
Right. That's what makes it better for me. You figure out what makes it better for
I'd
you.
be like, let's go do something.
Then do something. Yes.
Creative or something, but
yes, go to the beach, whatever. That's what, for me, that would make me happy. But go to the beach, do something that makes you feel better on those days and be okay when those thoughts flow in. It's okay to not be okay. And I wrote that down earlier because I heard it, because it's okay. I know right now where I'm at, I have to know that it's okay to not be okay sometimes.
Yep.
And I've got to love me not being okay. I have to be patient with myself, but I also can't let myself make a life out of not being okay. So it's okay for me to not be okay for a day or two. If I need a little bit longer, okay. But I need to make the effort to, and again, for me, this is just what works for me. Find something that works for you. I listen to my meditations. I listen to my church online. Maybe it is going to the beach. Maybe it is being around healthy, positive, spiritual people that are going to lighten your load. So monitor your energy on those days to ensure they don't keep you low and you're not, day after day.
It's like I'm already looking forward to tomorrow because the date is gone.
Yeah. So prepare yourself for tomorrow. You're going to need to spend extra special time on just you. I mean, this day needs to be about you tomorrow, not about anyone else or anything else. It has to be about taking care of you on this day that's going to be particularly harsh. And the energy
today.
Oh, it's today.
Today's the day. That's why I was like, oh, Kristen's on. I should probably
click
then it worked out.
Yes, good. I'm glad. And I'm coming out of this myself. So I've had a tough, well, it's been about a month. I've had a tough month. But
but you're here, you're showing up.
I'm here. Yeah, but it was hard. It wasn't easy. And
I appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, you guys help me. I have to be here for this. This is what helps me to feel better, because without you guys, without connecting into this particular source energy, I'm a puddle on the ground. Forget about it. And I still have a whole lot of stuff to do. It's like to clean up, to work towards, but it's okay not to be okay. I will get to those things that need to be done when I get to them. And that's okay too. So if I want to, for me, if I want to lay on my floor and play with my birds and do absolutely nothing but listen to Indian music while laying in a pile of dirty laundry, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be okay with that. Yeah. So it's not about, well, wait a minute, I have to work, or wait a minute, I have to call this person, or wait a minute. No. Yeah. It's about taking care of you. Today is about taking care of you. And being okay.
It's almost over.
What? It's almost over.
Today's almost over.
I know. So don't be so surprised if you're not feeling so amazing tomorrow either, right? Be patient with yourself.
I'm doing positive.
Yeah. And maybe you do need to go out, and I don't know what it is that makes your little heart soar. Whatever your little soul needs. There's a little baby, beautiful little baby soul in there. And she's like, I need this. And this is what I need. And you just want to listen to her and figure out what that is.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And let me know how you're feeling.
Thank you, honey. I appreciate you.
Okay. Me too. Bye. Bye. Hi, Drew. I'm bringing you back on. Did you click off? You want to come on? Hi.
Hello, love. Sorry, my phone almost died. I had to run and get the charger.
That's okay. You want a reading?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. So I haven't been on for a while, and I'm not feeling so tired, so I'm going to keep going.
How you feeling? Better?
Better. Thankfully, it's been weeks and I haven't been feeling good. So today I would say I'm feeling better.
Good.
But my energy's been really
all over.
It's been low. So all right. I know your sister called me today, and I was working. Yeah. I gotta reach up with her. Okay, here we go. Take a breath. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you pulled an interesting first card. and a really very good rest of the cards. So when the first card pulls like this, it's letting me know that this is blocking the rest of the pretty cool, beautiful cards that are coming. Hey, Max. So sometimes when our energy gets a little bit low, due to feeling suppressed. So there's an energy in your life that's suppressing your energy. So it's I don't know if it's a dominating force. I don't know if it's external circumstances, but there is something in your life that's suppressing your energy. And what happens is we tend to then, we tend to not be able to think clearly when we're living in this type of energy. So it's fogging up our mind and it's causing lower vibrational energy to surround us, which now it's letting me know that you're aware of this. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So what happens when we have this energy in our life is it's not like we can just get it out. It's not like we can just remove it. Many times we don't live in a world where we can just remove this energy from our life that easily or that quickly, because there are repercussions and external circumstances. There's just lots of reasons, right, why we can't just do that. So what we have to do instead is we have to put our bubble on and we have to protect ourselves from this energy getting into our field. So we have to create some real distance there. So we have to recognize how this energy feels when we're filtering our energy through that energy. And what we're doing is we've allowed that energy to come into our life. And what I want you to do is put a border up, put a stop up in there. Here, I'm going to put Maggie. I'm going to put you over here, okay? Here. Okay, so you have to learn how to keep your bubble strong and put your mirrors around your bubble. So every time that you know that you're about to be interacting with this particular energy, whether it be at work, whether it be personal, you know that at that time there's going to be a few minutes that you're going to go into your car or you're going to need to take brain breaks and breathe breaks and check-in breaks and make sure that your energy is protected throughout this entire time that you're interacting with this particular suppression energy. So even when you're walking into this field, you have I'll carry my crystal, and it can be small, but it reminds me to keep my energy healthy and my energy protected. And it reminds me that I'm not going to allow that energy to come into my field. And when I feel that energy kind of getting in, because that energy a lot of times knows how to get into your head, already knows you well, already knows how to affect you, already knows how to tank your mood, already knows how to make you feel crappy, already knows how to hurt you. So you want to be aware of that. Don't go in there blind because you're supposed to, because someone tells you to. Don't just go in there unprotected. You basically need to gear up. Put on your armor, put on your helmet, put on your gear, and be like, I'm going into this. Like, you're kind of like going into the front lines of a war almost with someone who's trying to zap your energy into non-existence. So when I have to interact with that, I monitor the amount of time that I'm exposed. I monitor my energy before I'm exposed to that. I monitor my energy with my crystal during the circumstance. And then the moment I leave, that's when I'm breathing. I sometimes put my energy into the crystal. Sometimes I talk to my guides and I allow my guides to clear it. Then I go and I scan my body and I say, how am I feeling right now? Am I feeling low? Am I feeling sad? Am I feeling tired? Am I feeling exhausted? Am I feeling depressed? How am I feeling right now? Because that energy is not your energy. That was energy that was put into your body. And you need to make sure that you clear that energy out like a giant vacuum. You can almost imagine that, all right, your God and source is stuck in a vacuum in your head and it's going to suck that energy out. And then do your rebalancing techniques and do your meditation techniques and listen to your healthy music and call a very healthy person to rebalance your energy, but do whatever it takes to rebalance your energy. So don't go in there mindlessly and just expect yourself not to be affected, because it's going to affect you. You have to protect your energy, okay? Yes. Now, I don't know why I see a little bit of traveling coming up, so that's kind of interesting. I see you're going some places. I don't know what that means, but I see that you're aware. I do see that there is some, I think I covered this stuff, but the healing, I think I covered the healing, the turning in. So sometimes with the turning in is that you're around people, and we're all around people who they have so many opinions about what you should be doing, how you should be behaving, how things should be going, and this is good and that's bad, and they want to talk and they want to gossip and they want to like there's so many of them sometimes all the time, and everyone has an opinion. And what I want you to do through these opinions, mentally, spiritually, physically, internally, is this. All right, wait, I'm gonna both my crystals. So turn in. Do not allow any of that into your soul at all. And they're gonna be talking, and you can even nod. I would like you to not, if you can help it, to not overly interact with this, because a lot of times when they want your energy, they want you to drop low and commiserate with them back and forth, like, oh, this is going on, oh yeah, this is going on. And what that does, because you're trying to relate to this, the energy drops, now you're commiserating, and now you're generating this lower energy versus protecting yourself, allowing the talk, whatever that energy is. Breathe through it. Limit some of the time that you're exposed to it, and then clear your energy at the end of it. Do not feel like an outsider. I have like an outsider here. So what's making me feel like, you're feeling a little cut off, feeling like you're not engaging in the outside world, feeling like there's circumstances that are stopping you from really moving forward. That's all in your mind. So watch how that mind is running and telling you things that are not true. Monitor your thoughts. Those thoughts are lined up with lower energy that is not yours. It does not belong to you. Recognize and notice that it's there and remove it from your field. And I'm also seeing some participation in light. So what they would like is you to have some light source in your life. So again, which I say to everyone, find a group, find a person, find some light, healthy people in your life and interact and participate with them. Don't go so many days without that energy in your life, because that's how we get low. That's how the depression happens. That's how we get sad. That's how that stuff happens in our life when we're not, if we don't have a source of light, we're going to shrivel up and not feel healthy. Okay? Okay. Thank you, Drew.
Thank
I
you.
love you. Thank you for checking in. It's good to see you.
You too.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on YouTube, guys, a little bit more. I'm gonna be talking about all this stuff. I'm gonna actually, all these cards, see, everyone pulls these cards and they're great. So what I'm gonna do is, like, for example, if you pulled this card, you could go onto YouTube. I'm gonna read the actual description of the card because there's a lot of beautiful information. And then I'm gonna give my interpretation of it. So if you guys are interested in the particular cards that you're pulling, you can write them down. I'll send you a picture of them and you can go and find more details of them on your own time. So I'm going to work on that. I'm going to try to make myself do it every day, because again, this is my healing energy. This is my meetup and my group. This is how I feel better. So this is it. When I go too long without this, I also start feeling like wonky and I can't think straight and all that. So this is how I feel better right now, is by doing this with you guys. So all right, I think I hopefully covered everything. I have a list of things that they wanted me to cover today, and I feel like I did it. I feel like I covered a lot. There was a lot of healing that had to be taking place today, with me, with you, with everybody. All right, I love you. Check in. Let me know how things go, okay? Keep that energy clear. Mwah. All right, bye. And Christina Olson, thank you for hanging in there. Guys, I love you so much. Actually, let me see. I'm going to remove you, Drew. Okay, so a few things I'm going to make sure that I covered. Okay, I think I covered the cards, right? So I told you I'm going to go on YouTube and detail those cards. That's good. I did want to remind you guys that Ram Dass, super badass guru guy. He's really fun to listen to. I couldn't find too much stuff on him, but Gaia, the Gaia TV thing, Ram Dass is on there, and he's got a lot of really beautiful messages. Christ Fellowship, I check in, Pastor Todd. If you like Christianity at all or feel like you relate to that, don't turn your back on religion. I know some of it can be harsh, so you got to find like a healthy, loving religion. And this Pastor Todd from Christ Fellowship, this guy is beautiful, channeling beautiful stuff, and it's all about God, which is beautiful. For everyone who's listened tonight, and for even the people on, what is the light worker? What is an empath? Find out what those qualities are, because you guys are all that. And I want you to begin studying about what you are, about who you are, about why you're feeling weird, about how to feel better, because there are answers out there. When you're wondering, why am I not feeling good? It's because you're a sponge and you're soaking up all the energy around you, and you need to arm yourself with education, right? You know, it's not really, you don't need to go get on pills. You're not depressed. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just a light worker and an empath who needs some training. That's all. So yay, save yourself the depression medication and study this first, at least. Give yourself a chance, you know? Okay, so the collective, the consciousness that I'm channeling it's called I am. It's the I am consciousness. There isn't really a word after it. It says it down there. It says I am, and there's an I am here. So I am is a bit of a key word. And a lot of times you'll see this I am. That's going to be like a keyword. You're going to listen to that. You're going to watch that. You're going to begin to become familiar, because that's the presence that's communicating here today, that's telling us all this stuff. Let's see. If you don't know the difference between 3D and 5D, study up, y'all. I want to hear what you have to say. Okay, I think that's it for today. Again, going on YouTube, we're going to see Joseph on Wednesday. So again, we do lots of readings, lots of mediumship readings, lots of life path readings on Wednesday. And both me and Joseph are going to be popping up for lots of different like videos. I'm working on it. I just energetically, I try to make sure I'm feeling a little healthy before I get online, but I'm learning every time I get on, I feel better pretty quickly. So it's probably best that I just do this every day, like I'm told, like a good obedient servant of the I am consciousness. The I am consciousness speaks to me all day. It is speaking to you all day. So the I am consciousness, which is your guides or your angels, you can manifest it however you want. But it's the consciousness of the universe. It is communicating to you all day. This is your validation. You are being spoken to. You receive messages. I am no different than you. We are all of the same. We are all the same. The only difference is that I've learned how to remove a lot of the filters and a lot of the mental clutter in my mind. I know I practice removing it, and that's how I'm able to receive messages a little clearer. So I'm giving you as much information as I can about removing your kind of stuff in your mind. And so you can receive messages too, because when you receive messages, you have the entire universe has your back. And I'm telling you, it's a good way to live, because then you're like, oh, I want this, or this is what I want. And then you're like, universe, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, you know? And then the universe is like, okay, what are the benefits of this? What are they, right? So it's beautiful when you have the universe on your side. It's my best friend. And it's your best friend too, because we're actually all just one beautiful creation. So we're like the flower on top of the tree. So like the tree is the universe, and we're the flower, and each one of us, or we're a leaf, we're all of the same. We're all leaves, we're all flowers, we're all an actual physical body manifestation of the universe. So it's kind of cool. And that's why I'm saying we're all one. We actually are. And so we can communicate that way. That's why we're telepathic. That's why when you think about someone, all of a sudden they call you, it's because energetically we're all connected in that way. So like, I don't even need to text people. I'm just like, hey, call me. And then they call me. You can do that too. Welcome to the wizarding world. Okay, guys, that's it. I'm tired. It's 10 o'clock. I love you. Thank you for being here. I will be on Wednesday. I'll definitely be on next Monday. I'm sure that the I Am presence is going to give me a whole lot of information to tell you next week, too. And in the meantime, check out YouTube and check in with me. And I love you. And have a good week. And do your meditation studies and take care of yourself. Self-love. Bye, Christina. Thank you for being here. Mwah. And we know how you're feeling, guys. It's all about feeling better. I want everyone feeling so much better. Because when you feel better, then everyone around you begins to feel better. That's so important. So you're not only healing yourself, you're healing every single person who's encountering you. From family members to work members to pets to neighbors. All you got to do is heal yourself. Be the change you wish in the world. Gandhi said that, and that's all he meant by it. Be the change you wish to see. That's actually not like a metaphysical statement. That's like, if we were to take that literally, and we want to see peace, we have to be peace. We want more people to love each other, we have to be love. We, think people should forgive each other and like move together, then we need to forgive and move together. We need to be walking, talking, acting acts of love and peace, and it's possible. We just got to get that mind out of the way. All right, guys, have a good week. I'll see you next week. Thanks for being here. Love you. Bye. Okay, let's see. Joseph showed me how to do this. I'm going to end it with something. Let's see. I'll just end it with my video.